Hey, Demonic6 here. I'm going to do a how to fix a retro gaming console today. There's plenty of these out, but I thought I'd show you my method. As you know, this is my beautiful 1997 Nintendo I bought from a friend of mine. Actually, I didn't buy it, I just traded 3 of my games, but it's the equivalency of buying something. Okay, well, the first thing you want to do is, of course, you want to remove any AV cables you have, any RF inputs, or your power supply, of course. On the bottom, you got 6 screws. You got 2 here, 2 here, and this one's hidden. I used to put a Velcro strip on my, because I had a different entertainment center than the one I got now. 6 screws plus the 2 over here in the control ports. That's the ones you got. Now for this, you're gonna need your standard Phillips screwdriver. I'm using a I use this on PCs. It has a magnetic tip, which is not good. Never put a magnetic tipped screwdriver next to a hard drive, because magnets will just wipe out your hard drive, making it unworkable and unrecoverable. Unless you know a way and you want to share it with me, you're more than welcome to. You're also going to need a toothbrush you don't use at all. I mean, you're never going to use this thing. If you do, there's something wrong with you, because you're going to be needing also rubbing alcohol. Now, I will show you. I'm going to go ahead and move the screws, and I'll show you what to do next. Oh, and I forgot to mention, before you go on screwing things, take this middle piece off. All you got to do is squeeze the sides of it and pull it out. I guess that was what the Nintendo modem was supposed to have. It was supposed to have some kind of input in here, but we all know that didn't, Nintendo and their extended shit, their external ports don't go through, so just take that off next. Okay, after you take your casing off, this is what you're left with. You have 2 screws here, 2 screws here, and 2 screws there. There's supposed to be another screw right there, but unfortunately, you see it in frame. See it? I kind of lost a screw last time I cleaned my Nintendo, but it still works, because, well, some of you who see my reviews and whatnot notice it does work. Anyways, here's the, you gotta take this off so you can get to the cartridge deck, which I will show you in just a moment. Alright, next, you have your open cartridge bay, everything's open, ready, and you're ready to rock and roll. Now, this part here, okay, you want to be very gentle with that, because these things bend very easily. Now, they can be bent into place. I've bent them into place many a time when cleaning this beautiful machine, but you got to be gentle though, because bending them back into place is not easy. First, you need a small screwdriver, and you need to gently just bend it back into place. It's very hard, but if you have the determination and you love your system as much as I do, then you'll be good as gold without having to replace the pin connectors. Sometimes they're loose though, and you have no choice, but in this case, we don't have to, because this thing has been working since 1997. Now, as you can see, voila. Now, what you want to do, now, let me see if I can get this camera to behave properly. Okay, oh, wow, perfect. You get a front row seat. The camera can stay. Okay, beautiful. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to open our rubbing alcohol. You're going to take your toothbrush, as so. You're going to dip it in. I can't get to show it. Basically, you dip it in with the rubbing alcohol, and then you take it out. Make sure it's nice and doused. As you can see, it's very moist. I said moist. Anyways, Beavis and Butthead humor aside, what you do is you brush your Nintendo teeth. Do it very gently. Make sure you go up and down and side to side. If you collect any paper particles that might be stuck in between the connectors, what you want to do is make sure you get them off the connectors before bolting it back together. I would do this for 10 minutes. Okay, now that we're done cleaning our Nintendo, what you want to do is take a semi-clean rag or something lying around, like a towel or something. I'm using a sock. I know that's pretty ghetto, but it has holes in it. It's no good. I use it for cleaning things. So what you do is just lightly dab on the copper, I believe they're copper, connectors, and make sure you just damp them off. You don't press hard. Alright, and make sure there's no material on the cloth that you're using, because anything that will stick to these connectors will affect on how the system will run when you boot it up. Okay, so let's just damp it very lightly. You can rub it on it too, but it's not too hard. Just be very gentle. Remember, this is what keeps your Nintendo running. Now, you may see some of my connectors bent. Yeah, some of them are. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Here, I'll even... So you can see some of them are a little bent. But it works. I mean, I've dealt with this machine since 1997. So, anyways, what you want to do next, since that's all done, you're pretty much done. So that's your first step. Is putting the metal frame on. And make sure that they line up. Hang on a second. Let me see. This camera's not the best. Make sure they line up with the holes so you can put the screws in. Okay. Now we put in the screws. Now once you put your screws in, you're back with your aluminum case. As you can see, it's nicely on there. All the screws are on. Now the last thing you do is place your plastic over your NES, like so. Flip it, and then put in your screws.